Motherfucker, what's going on?
Does anyone else?
Oh wait, you live streaming with us in the call?
One second. It should be coming
Yeah.
up. Okay, we're live. We're live now. Double check that for me, guys. Are we live? Yeah, I can see it on my side. We're live. Oh, freaking hell. Thanks for that, man. Because the last thing I want to do, what happened was story time. Well, this is a recent one. The guys actually know this. I did yesterday. I did a session with the guys in the DCC, and literally just turn off your mics if you don't mind. Thank you, guys. Yeah. So I did a live session with the DCC. Freaking yesterday. Did the whole session and whatnot, really in depth, proper went into it, mad alphas and whatnot. Towards the end, I was like, okay, I want to have to end this. How long has it been in it? Looked at the timer and it says 00000. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Turns out I didn't even record it, so I go onto the freaking folder and I see literally just 1 minute of it recorded. I don't know what I pressed on the keyboard to stop it. I don't know when I pressed the start button on the keyboard, but it would be fucking stupid if I actually, because I'm not even recording this at all. I'm just doing this live. It'd be fucking stupid if we didn't even get to record this at all. Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much for jumping on the stream as well. I really appreciate you guys there. Happy Friday, Jamal Mubarak as well to you guys. We look at dollar index. We look at thinking the whole structure and whatever. We're going to cover a couple of alts as well that you guys have actually asked nicely in the Twitter. Post your comments on the stream. Hit the like button. Smash and subscribe as well. Let's see what we can do as well. The gist of this stream really as well is going to be like an overview of what's going on in the market, how we're looking at what's the situation going on. Are we continually bullish? All right, is this a start of a bull run like 2015 all over again? I don't know. Or is this just like the bear market rally, which we all are aware of what's going on at the moment as well. A lot of people are talking about bear market rallies, including myself. I'll be honest with you, even I was thinking it's a bear market rally, but again, trading is always probability. So we need to actually mark out our plans, map it all out, see what's going on, see what follows. If it's a breakout, it's a breakout. If it stays within the range, it stays in the range. If it goes down, it goes down. You just follow each step as we go along. Okay. Let's do the morning shouts as well. Well, afternoon shouts as well. Who do we have here? We got David. How's it going? We got Richard, the Guna. How you doing? Mr. M's in the house. Double R, Yuri, Paul Sinclair. I'm doing all well, man. I'm doing well. We got Mike. New time. What's going on? We got Shabir. Who else we got? Walaikum salam, my bro. Bombiggy's in the house as well. He's on the thingy in the YouTube as well. Bless him. We got Nick. How you doing, my bro? Good to see you here. It's been a while. David Bart. We got AAA. Nando. Is it for being Friday or you? No. It's a different style that I'm going for, Mr. M. What I'm looking to do is treat crypto and the streams and YouTube and whatever as a real business in it. So like the way my mind works is like, look, if I dress appropriately, full work, right? I'm ready, full work. So whatever scenarios, I'm in that mind frame. It's just more of a mind frame mentality. I know you'll see a lot like YouTubers always in like t-shirts and hoodies and joggings and whatever that stuff like that. That's entirely up to them. But I want to treat this very differently with respect. The way I always say to you guys, you treat the market with respect. And the market will treat you right. So if I treat it with respect in terms of my attire, I should actually be in the right frame of mind and respecting every single probability wise up or down, and which is why this stream is come into place today, because we've had a massive move, and we talked about the moon cycle on the weekly outlook. We talked about the freaking Chinese New Year, all that kind of stuff as well. So what's gonna happen? Let's just bring up the chart in it. Let's look at dollar index first, right? Fucking hell, what's that? I'm just gonna bring up the YouTube comments up so I can see what everyone's saying. Yeah. Good day in the house. TCX here. Double R. Bless you, man. Yeah. Dress smart. Feel smart. Works for me. I do feel a bit smarter. So we'll see what goes on. Right. So dollar index, right? What's interesting about this is like, you can use a range band environment on a quarterly. Let's look at like higher picture, like the higher time frame. It's been a while since I last touched base on this, but we can just talk about it. What's going on? Really and truly, when you look at this way, you want to see, like I always say to you guys, price is always in a range, right? And zooming out, we can start to find some sort of range. The range we're playing in, as you can see, right, evidently, is like where is the most time consuming of all time, where price is getting capped. It's a quarterly range here. What we've got here, right, it's a deviation, deviation on the downside, resistance, smaller deviation, and we had a massive rally up on the upside there. So we had the first quarter after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarters. That's freaking 15 months worth of up movements, right? And it was only last quarter was the first quarter that we had the down month, right? Which is fine, which is perfectly fine. And we want price to actually come back down because we had consolidation, right? What I want to touch base is this is consolidation. This is the breakout. We're coming for a retest. Is it a retest for us to hold above it and expand on the upside, or is this a deviation? Could well fucking be. I don't know. I wouldn't put past anything past it as well. To be honest, you gotta respect it as it is. If you look at this area here, right, on the yearly, I think it's right here actually. This is wrong. Yeah, on the yearly, this is where the consolidation is on the yearly, right? And all we've done, we've come back up for it for a retest, and we come back down. I mean, does it come back up here and finds a retest and breaks down? I don't know. Or like this is higher time frame, or is this a retest for us to play back within the range, and then we see what happens if we hold up again, come back to the consolidation, then send back down? I don't know. I don't fucking know. But if it was to hold, right, we want to see this range high to hold, and then break above it, hold above it, and then we'll be targeting 112. From 112, we'll see if we can get into these highs over there, and maybe if we're lucky, up into these highs. That's a possibility, but we got fucking time. This is 3 months, man. So you got loads of fucking time there. Well, you'd say that, innit? But like, I can't believe January's over, man. I really genuinely can't believe it. Put my phone on charge. 1 second. Fucking phone has gone dead. But yeah, I'd like it. It's been nuts anyway. Like 3 weeks is nearly over, and now we're coming back. So dropping it down to the daily, right? What I do want to pay attention to is what's going on. I mean, I'm telling these to the guys to the DCC, and I'm telling you here as well. We're at support, right? What is support? You see this last down candle here? Excuse me, the last down candle here, right? So when we came back, right, we came back down, consolidated in this particular area over here, and then broke out, make high. Whoops. Where the fuck are you? There we go. Yeah, we start making higher highs, higher highs, high lows, higher highs, high lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and our market structure shift to lower low. Well, that's a higher low still. That's a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we're grinding back down, and we come back to the point of the origin of where the original move came from. All right, so it's at support. So fuck you, man. What's going on, man? How the fuck am I doing stupid mistakes like this? Sorry about my language there. I'm the type of guys, what you see is what you get. You don't like it, then piss off, innit? So that's the thing is, we're at support. As long as we don't lose this level here, right, we're good to go on the upside. And generally speaking, when dollar index goes up, ES comes down. When ES comes down, BTC will come down as well, right? It's how it works. Like, unfortunately, you can argue against it and whatever, but for the time being, it is what it is. You guys are cracking up. So where are we stuck at now? So if I were to zoom into this, right, this little area here, let me just highlight this. Actually, no, if I can't do that. Fuck that. Let me just do this for a second, right? Let me just, yeah, that'll do. Something like this. What I want to focus on is this particular area here. So we got this down candle right there, okay? And then you can see support, so deviation. We push back up now. We want to, like, the weekly close is going to be interesting, right? So the question is, does it come back as support, breaks above it, reclaims this level there, because that's capping the market as support over here. We have a deviation, and then we step back up. Bullish market structure. Where do we run? Take out these highs there, and potential. Well, first things first, into these highs over here. I like to see into this level here, and then does this push? As dollar index is pushing up, does BTC push down, and does ES push down? So these are the key things I wanted to touch base on. So that's the thing. Like in terms of bullishness on dollar index, if it was going to be bearish, how would I look at it this way? Whoops, suck a dick. Fucking hell. Yeah, there we go. If it is going to be bearish, how do we look for it? Let it do its thing. Once we get back down and break below this level and find resistance, bearish market structure, continuation, right? Then what does that mean? We play it back down to the next key level. Now, next key level was that quarterly high that I showed you, which comes into 100.4. So that's the area we're looking for. But and then if we get back down here, do we actually hold above it, play back up, and run it up to these highs? I don't know. We'll see what it is. But on a smaller time frame, right, if we're going to start narrowing it down in terms of day trades and whatnot, remember, we got a news event happening today. Let me touch base on that today. Today is fucking 27 today? Jesus Christ, man. It is nearly the end of fucking Jan. So yeah, what we got here, right? We got the PC price index, core price index is coming in today at 130. So we got literally a fucking 45 minutes left now. So we'll see. We're gonna see some volatility in there. I'm not in any trade at the moment there. I did take a trade on Ethereum, got stopped there. I explained it in the DCC. I made a mistake on that one actually, because I was focusing on on Ethereum rather than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is always king, man. Always king. You don't fuck with Bitcoin. But anyway, this range here, what's so important here? This is Monday's low. And this is Monday's high. This is last week's Monday's low, last week's Monday's high. So what's capping the market at the moment, right? Holding a support is going to be Monday's low. We got support, 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 deviation, right? It looks like a deviation. If it closes within here on the daily, happy days, and you pull back, hold above it, where do we play? Mid-range to range high. Just range band to like a range band environment, and then we'll see what happens. Do we break out on the upside, or do we break it down on the downside when we come back down, or whatever? That's the bullish play. Bearish play really is come down to after PCE. So if I were to drop it down to the hourly, well, fuck it, let's do the 15 minutes. I can actually clearly, it does look like a reclaim of Monday's low. It does look like a reclaim of Monday's low. We are pretty much stuck within this area here. So if I show you what the highest cap in the market at the moment, this, let's say that, yeah, I'll probably say that. That's what's capping the market, that particular high. And if I were to just draw in Monday's low, right, let me do this, get my colors back as normal. That's Monday's low, Monday's mid, and Monday's high. That's all I'm focused on. Nothing else. I don't really give a shit, right? And last week's Monday's high comes into where I just keep it nice and simple. Fuck that. Anyway, where were we? Where's the high there? That's it. So let it do its thing, right? If price after during PCE comes into this area here, this consolidation right over here, pulls back over here and finds support, I'm happy to long, right? Playing it because we are in Monday's low. We're holding last week's Monday's low to play it back up to target 1 over here, take out these highs there, and then squeeze into target 2 for the mid-range. At the mid-range, and if we spike back up, happy days at the mid-range, play back up, run to these highs, liquidity up here, and then go into last week's Monday's high. Then that's it. That's pretty much the plan that we've got here. So it's now really, it's weekly, it's the end of the week as well. We've got to see what happens going on. But what happens if we start pushing up on the upside? If we start pushing here, and now this here was actually, this is a key SR, resistance, deviation, resistance, resistance, deviation. So we are unable to hold above this level to get into the mid-range. Well, we've done it once, and then re-grab that mid-range level and then reclaim it and say, that's mine, motherfucker. So we can go back into these highs there. We're unable to do that. So for the time being, that's key resistance. So what like for lower time frames, so what we need to do is see what happens now. If the opposite happens and we don't get this pullback up here and then plays back and it breaks out of the consolidation of that and finds support off these lows over here, for example, then what like and the PCE sends it the opposite way, I'm happy to let it do its thing once we get back up, right? If it gets to the mid-range or whatever, the key level is I want to see a breakdown of this key SR. You see this key SR here, this one in black? I want to see a breakdown of this key SR, whether it does a deeper pullback into the mid-range and does a deviation and then send it back down into this consolidation right over here to fill out the fair value gap, and then that will be it. And if we break down, let it do its thing. Key levels for us to go down lower for something we can actually long Bitcoin is this low here. This low at the moment is holding support. Once we get down, I mean, you can do a separate day trade and whatever, like scalp trade. Once we get down, breaks down below here. Can't even fucking speak. Happy days, off you go. Let's go down to the key levels we talked about. That's really is the plan that we got. But it's at macro support, right? On terms of the daily support. So I don't want to be phasing shorts at the moment on dollar index until proven otherwise. If it does on the downside, once we get down over here, then boy, you've got to say, let's just take the shorts in it. Well, shorts on dollar index and take the longs on freaking Bitcoin and that kind of stuff. And Bitcoin has been fucking not fundamentally, it's been freaking mental actually. It's gone on a rampage, so we'll see what's going on. ES, what's ES doing at the moment? ES has been a little bit of a tip back though, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's been fucking around a bit too much, right? What I mean by fucking around too much, right? Let me just bring up my levels. Come on, they're not gonna come up. Come on. Gonna mess with me today? Raw, did I lose my level? Oh, fuck off. Anyway, 1 week. Let's do this right. So the range that we're playing in, right, is literally on ES is here. So let me mark out this high here and this low here. Why this low, right? Why this higher? As you can see, right, Got this low here, holds a support. It's a weekly range, and that's the high there where liquidity has been taken out. That's resting out here. At the moment, liquidity is resting here. When liquidity was resting at the on the downside, we took it out the following day, the following week, and we held it in there and makes lower highs. Sorry, higher lows. So market structure start to show breakout of market structure, start to show bullish into the mid range. From the mid range, retest this area here, and now is above the mid range. So, like I said to you, I'm bullish on dollar index, but at the same time, it looks kind of fucking bullish on ES. Now, as much as there was, don't know if you remember, but in 2022, right, last year especially, it was really difficult to read dollar index. It was just bullish out of nowhere, and it just rallied on, and a lot of us actually struggled. I know, even I struggled to actually grab hold of what dollar index was doing, because the way the market was doing the traditional markets were just, they weren't fucking about, man. Things were just being on a madness, and it wasn't so clear to read. It wasn't a very clear read. Say, yeah, swing plays are back into range highs and whatever, that kind of stuff. But dollar index is doing that again. So, for example, there was a day, it was a couple of days ago, I think it was Wednesday or some shit like that. Dollar index and ES were pushing up together at the same time. That generally doesn't really tend to happen. So we got some manipulations in the market there. So in these kind of moments, it's best to sit out and let that manipulation finish off, and wait for the confirmation play if you need to play into it. It's better to be safe than sorry. And then what happened was, all of a sudden, dollar index just dropped, it nuked down, and just it nuked down quite fastly on a lower time frame. So that was the fuckery that we had. So the same thing is happening right at the moment as well. So we'll see how it goes. I want to see what ES does on its own merit. So I can see we've reclaimed this level there. We're closing above on the weekly. If we close above here in the next 9 hours, above the mid range, what we're looking for, any retest of this level here, key level will be here. Break above it, hold above it, and then we go to target 1, target 2. And that's the range highs, and then we can see extending targets into this area. We'll see what happens there. But that's generally the focus on ES. So ES, if I drop it to the hourly, all right, what's going on? What's the key levels that we're looking at? We know we've got news event coming in, so we want to be a bit cautious about what's going on with the news event. So we've got this area consolidation over here. Let's do this one here. This high to this low. This area consolidation there. We're in a very, very deep pullback into here. Broken out of it. We're having bullish market structure over here. So this is the key highs that was capping the market there. That can see is actually finding was finding a bit of a deviation, finding resistance, and we got back above it now. All good. What we're looking for now is literally Bob's your uncle. Where's the freaking range high? There we go. Bob's your uncle. We just need to draw that again. 1 second. That's that there, and that's right over here. Cool. Now, I've got freaking news event, and if we're supposed to be bullish, we are showing bullish market structure there. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. I mean, as long as this low holds as well, that's the key thing. We can actually shoot up to the range high itself. Okay. So what I'm looking for is let the PC does. I don't know which way it's gonna go. It's gonna go up or it's gonna go down, but I'll make my plans for both sides of the market. Put a deeper pullback into here, reclaim and hold above this, right? This is now giving me the opportunity for me to long back into 25. Well, take out these highs as short term, back into the 4100 level, and then from the 4100 level, play it back to 4180. That's the way that I would actually be happy to actually play the longs on the upside there. I just want to see a pullback or some scammy wick. Let the whole thing happen. Once we let's say that we miss the trade and it rallies on the upside, what happens? And it doesn't give us that pullback. What do? Let it do its thing. Once it holds above it, hold this key highs over here, then I can enter in with confirmation. Say we're making higher highs. Target 1 over here, and then we'll be in target 2 at 4180. That's pretty much it. That's the bullish play here. Then after that, we'll see what happens there. In terms of the bearish play is, if it's going to be bearish, right? I see this low over here, right? From this candle there. Let it do its thing. As you can see its consolidation. Let it do its thing. Once we come back down, finds resistance of this key level here, right, on the short term there. That was acting as resistance over here. I mean, you've got a piece of consolidation right over here is acting resistance over there, deviation, resistance. So I'm like once it gets back below resistance, support will become resistance, and this is just a deviation, and we're playing it back into the consolidation of these highs there, which is also the mid range. And if we step back into the mid range, play it back down, level to level, mid range, and then back to range low, and we'll see what happens next. So I'm ready for both sides of the market. So whatever happens, I'm just waiting for PCE. It is Friday, end of the month. Well, we're coming to the end of the month. We're gonna get some fuckery as well. I'm expecting a freaking like if you look at the monthly itself, I'm expecting a wick. So a pullback should happen. I mean, does it have to happen to freaking today? I wouldn't mind. I'd be quite happy. Or will it happen tomorrow? Or sorry, not tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday? I don't know. We'll figure it out though. We'll see what happens there. It's been a while, Gandalf. How you doing, brother? Crazy. So now this is the all important thing that everyone wants to actually focus on, right? It's like I would say pay attention to this now. All right, we're just going to talk about Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin itself, right? Don't know if you recall this. What happened in the I think it was about September. I think it was around September time, September, October time, around that area. I talked about on this. It was definitely on the stream as well. I know that for a fact that this could be the consolidation over here, right? Where we consolidate here for the rest of the year. Deviation on the upside, deviation on the downside, whatever. This could well be the main dealing range for the rest of the year, ready for the bull run. The reason why I'm saying that is because we've had consolidation done before. Where did we have this before? Literally right back in 2018. So what is the low that was capping the market? This is the low right there, and that's the high there. And as you can see, clear, simple, resistance, support, support, deviation, resistance, 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 come back, support, resistance, resistance, breakout, clean close above it, nothing goes rally off and Bob's your uncle there. That's really was what happened there in 2018. So are we doing the same thing back then? Now I want to touch base. Like I don't want to look. Don't get me wrong. As like as much as I want to be bullish, I'll be honest with you. I'd love to be bullish, man. Like how nice would it be right now if we were fucking balling? You know what I'm saying? Like to a point that what like your stresses and your worries, because it's been a tough year last year. Your stresses and your worries is so like it's not gonna be a problem. You got things going on, no problem. You know, like if like money, alhamdulillah, will sort out one factor of life as well. Obviously, money's not everything as well. But one of the things is like you if you got kids, you think about your kids' future. You don't know what they're gonna do in the future. You got like illness in the family. You want to make sure you can actually cover their illnesses and always be there for them, support them and whatnot. That kind of stuff. So like everyone wants that position to happen as well, one way or another. That's what we're all working for. Like you guys are putting the effort into it now. So shout out to that and keep pushing as well. But though, like if it does pop, it pops, and when it pops hard, it pops really, really fucking hard. The key thing right now is that you guys have actually seen the whole of 2022. It doesn't matter where you joined in, whether you just joined yesterday or joined like 20 minutes ago or like 4 years ago or 5 years ago, whatever. The key thing is, right, you've done all that journey and we've seen everything happen, right? We've seen all the horrible price action and the dumps and the stupid news about the freaking the SBF situation, the freaking Luna crap and all that. There's a long list, and we got Genesis around the corner as well, talking about freaking bankruptcy and freaking I don't know 1.2 billion is being owed this and that. I don't freaking know what's going on. It's not my money, so I don't really want to get too involved in this. But I understand there's been bad news upon bad news now. The worst thing you can do right now is quit. I'm telling you, the worst thing you can do. You're just so close to the finish line. You know, is when you've done all that hard work, right? All that shit, the shit behind the desk. They're looking at it. You go to work and you're like, fuck this shit, man. I can't fucking take this no more. I want to fucking, I don't know, like stab my own fucking eyes out or some shit like that. Like it happens, man. You know what I'm saying? Like there's moments that we get really, really frustrated and fed up. It could be like, your mom, like hassling you or some shit like that, or you got like a freaking accusation on you, on like a case built up on you or stuff like that. You got freaking, I don't know, like work. Your boss is being a piece of shit as well. Like it happens, man. Now fuck these bosses, innit? I mean, my boss has been like, alhamdulillah, my pharmacy boss. When I was actually working in pharmacy, did my training. He was a good man. He was a good man, so don't fuck him. But you never know. Like I get it. I totally get it. So giving up now is the worst thing you can do, because you don't want to come back into like 2024, mid 2024, mid 2025, or towards the end or mid of the bull run, and miss out the gains. We're going to touch base briefly on whatchamacallit, alt briefly, right? What I mean by miss out the gains, but we'll talk about that in just a second. But like I just thought I'd drop that out for you guys, or just in case. I don't know if you guys are going through any difficulty at the moment, and my thoughts and prayers are with you. So just letting you know that you're not alone. No one's alone. We're all in this shit together, and we'll pull through out together. One way or another, we're gonna fucking do it. All right. So, but the key things will come is make sure you take your profits. Okay. Entering in, it's not a problem. It's the exit. Yeah. So as you can see, 2018 we had this dealing range here for 2 years straight. It's a 2-year consolidation, and what we've done, we've broken out the upside now. What we've got here, right, is another dealing range over here. Same shit, right? I'm just gonna I'm just gonna show this. Sorry, on a quarterly, right? Like this is a monthly, right? And I want to touch to quarterly in a second, right? Actually, nah, let's talk about the monthly. Fuck that. So again, got a deviation here. Do we come up? Resistance, 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 and then play this. Have a black swan event. What does it come into 12k? Whatever 12k is. Does it come into 12, 14k? A black swan event to take out this low here as a retest of the yearly open? I don't fucking know, but I'm expecting this whole thing to be the consolidation for the rest of the fucking 2024. Majority of the time. The reason why I'm confident to say this is actually the dealing range itself is why. Well, when I look at a range, I want to see. I'll give you some alpha there. So when I look at a range, I want to see. PC is in half an hour, 100%. So what's going on, Fawad? How you doing, brother? So yeah, when I look at a range, I want to see what is where the most price action is stuck at. What's capping the market on the upside? What's capping the market on the downside? Where the most price action is holding in there. So I can see 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month. On the 5th month, we lost it there. And then the 6th month, we was underneath. So that's 1 month for there. And that's 6 months we've got in the range, right? That's 6 months in the range. And then now on the 7th month, we pop back in. So it's back in the range. So we got 7 months has been playing within this range here compared to 1 month outside the range. So that's, to me, is much more of a comfortable, like I feel confident to say, yeah, July's range is where the dealing range is. So do we, spike up, play back down, and then play it, spike back down, play back up, and then keep range banding here to whenever we do that all important breakout on the upside, and then go ramp it up on the upside. Now that's one range over here. Now we've got another bigger range over here, which maybe some of you guys may not have seen, and I'll mark this out for you guys. So what we got here, we got the first quarter of 2021's low. Okay, that's the first quarter, all right, and the first quarter of 2021's high. That's the dealing range back then that we stayed within a whole year and a half before we actually lost it. And now the key thing is, do we do something like that as a retest, come back down, play back into this range here, or do we actually come back up, do a retest, because we find support off the block itself, or something like this, whatever he wants to do, hold above it, bullish market structure, off we go into this level here. That'd be your next set of targets here, 28k. From 28k, do we get back into the 28k range and hold above it, play within the range, and then the next target you're looking at is around 44k, which is the mid-range. Because remember what I say to you guys, when you're playing a range bound environment, you play from low to high, high to low, and you keep ping-pong it till it's over. That's all you gotta do. So that's and then if you want to get to the mid-range, hold above it, bullish market structure, range it to Q1 high, 62k, and then we'll see what happens if we come back down and then break out on the upside and keep going on the upside. I don't know how far we go. We'll have to deal with it when the time comes, but does that happen? That's a possibility. It's giving me fucking bullish vibes. Unemployment is quite good. You got freaking, the GDP came out decent. Things are going so well at the moment in terms of the market. All of us were macro experts, we're all fucking recession experts in it, because in 2008 we were fine in it. Like all of us here, every single CT that actually talks about the macro, we were perfectly fine, and we fucking were saved by the globe. By our trading our fundamental analysis, that we actually understood the world, saying that we're fucking good. So they're saying the recession over and over again, innit? What if we don't get a recession? Like, I was one who was talking about a recession. It was pointing towards a recession, the way the inflation was going up and all these kind of things was happening. It was pointing for inflation. But what if we don't get one? What do? Do we cry about it, or do we actually look for entries to get in? You know what I'm saying? Because right now, in this market, right, where we are, as the coins start to bottom out, and we'll talk about a couple of them as well in terms of the macro views. So as they start to bottom out, they're all gonna start thinking like you have the best opportunities now, right? Well, through this year actually, to start accumulating coins ready for the bull run. You know what I'm saying? Because when I say ready for the bull run, you've got to pay attention to what's actually happening. So what's happening is we've got the halving happening next year, right? That's going to be in May. We're going to have a bullish momentum from there after that. Alt's going to push up. There'll be new alts. Are going to be everything. It's going to go. It's going to go crazy. More money's going to come into it because each time there has been a halving, more money flows in. Last year, the total market cap in terms of crypto as a whole, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and alts, was $3 trillion. In 2017, when I was playing it, right, it was 1 trillion. So we 3x the value of money that actually entered into the market. You know what I'm saying? So this is I expect, right, that we're gonna beat $3 trillion in the next run. Will he go to 5? Will he go to 10? Will he go to 6? I don't know. We'll have to play this level to level. I will have to keep an eye on before 5 trillion because these whole numbers are the round figure numbers that people are looking for. Whatever we get to 4.9 and sell off, and I don't know. That's a possibility. So we need to play this out level to level, right? So that's the bullish plan, right? The bullish plan is actually playing on the macro, playing. Oops, not this chart. The bullish plan is to play within, onto the upside. And then stepping into the 28k range. I know I'm saying this is kind of mental there, but I'm just saying, what if there's no bear market rally? I have to, because look, the thing is being a trader, you have to be able to look at both sides of the picture. You can't just fixate on one idea. It doesn't work like that. If you're fixating on one idea, you're going to be like someone like Capo, or like you're going to be someone like Profit Blue, or just full on bearish in it. Like, which I understand, like why there's bearish momentum. I get it. I totally get it, and I'm sure we all do. I'm sure every one of us here actually understand. Yeah, there's a possibility, but when the market is actually pushing up and it's breaking up on the upside, and we're showing bullish market structure, you ride the fuck up. I don't give a flying fuck what happens. You just ride the fuck up. That's all you gotta do. Now, what I want to talk about is this. Now, let's just talk about this on a weekly. And I'm gonna touch this on base. Well, since I've already touched base on it, I might as well fucking do it. Where's the freaking low? That is not the low here. July's low is right here. I don't know why. Let me unlock this for a second. I don't know why this is off by that. There we go. That seems alright. Right. Alright. So let me just draw these lines in, and I'm just gonna talk about a few things. So we've got July's low. And we've got July's high. We want to focus on the mid-range. Everything else is just noise. Okay? Just focus on this alone, right? So we talked about this as being a monthly range itself, and we can range bound here for however long we want to do. I don't know how long we're going to do this, but we're just looking at this, right? So I'm just talking about bullish scenarios. I have to talk about the possibility of it being bullish. This could be a scenario that we go up. I do believe the yearly open will get retested one way or another. So I'm going to mark the yearly open there. Right, so we can touch base on the bearish plans in just a moment there. I'm gonna mark the yearly open there, right? Because every time we've actually, retested it, if you go back to 2021, just mark out the yearly open, right? You can see you got retested 14 days after. I think it's January the 14th, and then we retest it again in June of the same year. So we found support twice off the yearly open. Didn't take out the lows of the year, but we just found support. So if this is a bullish momentum, right, and I expect some price to come back down, I would like to see it come back down. So I would never phase that out, but I'm going to play this level to level. Okay, so level to level is this, right? We got the low, we got the high. What's important here? We got support here. This has been proven to be a deviation. Why? Because the price has stepped back into the range, right, from the range low, pushed into the range high. And what's important is last week we've taken out the thingy. We've not taken out. We've pushed in to the mid range, pushed straight in, closed within the mid range, and now this week all we've done so far is taken out last week's high. That's all we've done so far. All right. So we've taken out last week's high. I'm expecting a bit of a pullback, at least like minimum, right? Let's just say this is a bullish momentum, and we're expecting a pullback. And we want to play the price higher. I'm not talking about a pullback into here or here. I'm just talking about a pullback where? Mid-range. That's all it is. You play it from low. Let the price do its thing. Come to the mid-range. As we get to the mid-range, they get choppy or whatever. Find bullish market structure. Play it all the way back up to the range high. And then from the range high, you play it back down to the mid-range. And then you play it back down to the range low. Ping pong the shit out of it until it gets bored. That's what you got to do. So I'm looking for a pullback. If it's a pullback happens, happy days, right? And this is bullish, the bullish market structure. Like I've got this high here, right? I'm expecting this high to hold. Now, does it come into the mid-range, find support there, or does it come into the range? This is November's high actually. The November's high, which is last quarter's high actually. Does it come into last quarter's high, hold above it, and reclaim? Shows the bullish market structure. Does this, push it back up, take the longs all the way to whatever the high is, which is around 24.6. And then the next highs of liquidity is 25.2. Does it do that? I'll be quite happy to take the longs, and then we can actually play for these highs there and then we'll see what happens if we break out. And if this is going to be a continuation on the bullish price action, then let it do its thing, whatever it wants to do. Bullish market structure, higher highs, higher lows, off we go. Next set of targets we'll be looking for is around here, 28k, around the 28k level, and then we'll see what happens there. Then we can say, well, hang on a second, is this a deviation or a retest? Does that make sense, everybody? I hope so, it does. Inverted head and shoulders. I can see where you're coming from as well. Yeah, you can say that's inverted head and shoulders. So, market structure has proven to me at this very moment in time that it's bullish, right? We're going to talk about the pullbacks in a second, right? But what if, right, we don't get a pullback? Because if I drop it down, let me just drop this down to a daily, right? Have a look at this bad boy here. If I drop it down to a daily, look at this now. What time is it now? 20 minutes left before the news event. Alright, cool. I'll drop it down to the daily. Look at this now. This is the range low. This is the mid range. And this is the range high. Okay? Have you seen this? Consolidation over here. Push up. Come back down. Deviation. Consolidation back there. Rally up into these into this low key level here. We push back up. Consolidation. Push back up. Consolidation. Do we do a consolidation then push back up and follow this kind of routine over here? And without a retest, because it's never done a retest here back into the range lows of, well, at least I'd say into this level here. It didn't even do a retest of that. Like that would be ideal for a retest, you know, something like that, maybe like this as a very deeper pullback. But I want to see this level hold and then rally up to the mid range, from the mid range, you know, rally up to the range high. Didn't do that. I have to be prepared for it. So what do I do and how do I get on board? We'll talk about it in just a second on a smaller time frame and what we're looking for. But I'm just going to show you the idea for a pullback now. Like if I miss this out, that's the key high there. Once we hold above it, bullish market structure, off we go. Take out these highs over here, run to 24.6 and then run to 25.2. Take out liquidity there. That's what we're going to look for. That's it. Liquidity has been taken out. We had liquidity resting over here, taken out. Liquidity resting here, taken out. Where's the next set of liquidity? Here. That's where the big shorts are holding at the moment. Because these are the shorts will be holding, that we're placing their shorts over here, going for 12k. But we're going to take these sons of bitches in it and we're going to show them what one in it. I mean, like, to be honest, right, like, trading is trading. You play it from one side to the other side, and that's all it is. It doesn't even fucking matter. It's just a game. It really is just a game. So now we understand what, I mean, the weekly close is going to be a key thing right now. But now we understand what we're looking at, right? Let's just see what the deal is on the 15 minutes, right? Let's have a look, right? So I got Monday's range in blue, all right? Let's just focus on this key area, all right? So I took the shorts yesterday, right? From here, playing it back down. I think I entered around somewhere around here, something like that. And my stop loss was here, okay? Target one was at mid range, hold playing it back down. Then what happened is we pushed back up, and then as we started rallying up over here, I think I woke up around somewhere around 7:45. I'm like, bastard. So like I still got some of the positions in there. I stepped through it. I had the final targets at the range low. I should have taken some profits off here. Never mind, it's all good. But I mean, profits I made up for that loss I took on Ethereum. I can cut the rest of the trade. I'll do that in just a second anyway. Let's just do this first. So let's have a look actually. What we're looking at now, if it's gonna be bullish, right? What we're looking for is let it do its thing, right? All we gotta see, right? I'm looking for the pullback because we got the freaking news event's gonna happen. I'm not too sure what's gonna happen. I want to see this high at the moment. If it's gonna be bullish, right? That's the key high that's at cap in the market. If I want it for it to get back up, right? Let it do its thing, right? We can play it range band to range band level, right? Once we step back up and hold above this level there with the bullish market structure, right? And it's showing a displacement away from Monday's range. Take the longs. Liquidity is one over here, and the second liquidity we're looking for is at marker 24.6k. That's how I'll play the bullish play out there on the upside there. At the moment, we're still capped within Monday's range. So if I'm still capped in within Monday's range, I need to respect Monday's range. What I'm looking for me to take the shorts, right? As a deeper pullback. So I'm looking at probably this low here. Yeah, that's the low, right? That's capping the market there. We had a bounce, hold it, shank there, resistance, deviation, resistance, resistance, resistance. Do we pop back up for PCE in the next couple of minutes? Pop back up, does something like this. I'm happy for the breakdown. Take the shorts over here. Invalidations here, wherever the highs, if we take out the highs or whatever. Play it back down to the mid range. Oops, Control Z. Take that. There we go. Play it back down into the mid-range. That's target 1, target 2, and then, well, I'll probably front run the shit out of it with here. Target 2, and then target 3. And that's all it is. That's for playing the range band environment. And if we are ready for the weekend and we're going to have a dump, and we're saying November's high. November's high is literally this block over here, the top of that block there. So like, or that blue block, all we got to do is to play this November's high. How do we do that? Let it do its thing. What's capping the market and holding the freaking goddamn market there? I need some confirmation for this shit for me to take the trade. So you see this low over here? That's capping the market. That's holding support of the market at the moment, right? We got support, support, support. So let it do its thing. Monday's range. If it holds above it, play the long back up, or to mid-range back to range high. That's all it is. You ping-pong it till it gets bought. So then, if it was to be a bearish play, let it do its thing. Once we come back down, find resistance, bearish market structure. That's my entry for me to play into July's mid-range and looking for final targets at November's high. That's it, 21.5k. I'm done. That's really is the plan for me to play. I've got Monday's range to play. I'm ready. I'm ready to play in the next 15-20 minutes. Well, I'll give it some time and let it calm down before I enter in the trade. I might enter in aggressively. Depends on what happens. But I've got the breakout play to 24.6k and I got a retest to 21.5k. What happens next? I don't give a shit. We'll see what happens next. That's all it is. That's as simple as that. Does that make sense, everybody? Total 2. What's going on with total 2? We're at the mid-range. We're still choppy a little bit there. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Total 2. If we lose this level here, that's what's holding the market there. I mean, I'll probably use this level. That's the market there. It's holding support. Once we get back down, I think we have a pullback onto alt as a whole. We'll see what happens level to level. And then if the market shows bullishness and whatnot, happy days, we can long alt. But that's pretty much the gist of it. So Ethereum, we touch Ethereum on at the moment. It is 115, so I want to squeeze on Ethereum really quickly and then touch on a few alts and then we call it a day because I do need to pay. Well, I need to go Jummah first, prayer first before anything else. So Ethereum has been an interesting one. Okay, we've got Monday's range. Okay, two things first. Number one, before I actually even carry on, let's go on to the daily and let's just talk about this. July's range is still the same shit here. All right, what the hell is here? What's going on here? What the fuck is this shit? Oh, that's November. Yeah, I remember what I was doing. Anyway, as you can see, right, you got July's range. July's range is here. July's low. July's high. And the mid-range. That's all you got. I marked out the yearly open. That's the second quarter of 2021. We'll talk about that on Monday itself, a little bit more in depth itself. As you can see, I'll probably have a chart over here. There you go. That's the dealing range that happened within back in 2021 to 2022. Majority of the price has consolidated in here. What we've got is some deviations over here. Step back down and making lower highs, grinding off there. It could well be a freaking bull market there. Once we step into 2021's range low, hold above it, bullish market structure taking out July's high itself, for example. Then we're looking at for liquidity at this is 2k, and then we look at 2370, and then we look at 3k. So the plan will be something like this to target 1, and then let it do its thing, and that'll be target 2. And then from there, do we hold above the mid-range, and as we go up to level, we'll talk about that on Sunday itself a little bit more in depth. I'm just spending a bit of time on BTC, but I would like to spend some time on Ethereum on Sunday when we talk about the market outlook itself. So anyway, the key thing really that we got, see 2018 high, that's at the moment is the pivot. This is the pivot where we found resistance, deviation, we come back down, get back above it, support, and now it's been deviation on the upside, deviation on the downside. It's been choppy at this area here. You're always going to get a bit of chop around pivots as well until he makes his decision. You can argue, right, that we've broken out of the trend line. You can definitely argue with that. I'm not going to disagree with that. At the same time, right, we are at resistance, macro resistance over here. So we're quite close to it at $1,700. And regardless, let's just talk about the level play using July's range. How do we do this? What is the bullish play? What is the bearish play? How the fuck do we look at it itself? As you can see, we had consolidation over here below Monday's below the mid range, around the 25% of July's range itself. Broken market structure on the upside, and all we've done, we've rallied on the upside there. Do we get a retest? You know, because if you look at it this way, let me just show you this for a second. So you got, let's say you got this low here. You just use this one. This low here to this high here. Right? Wider range. You can see we find this is the high low and this is the high. We found support, found resistance around the mid-range. We did a bit of a chop, hold above the mid-range, bullish market structure, taking out these highs there, clean close, retest, come out there, take out these highs there, clean close. We didn't even have a retest. We just fucking decided to go up. It's like, yo, suck your mum. That's what happened there. It literally just did a massive ass rally. So not only did he did a massive ass rally, he decided to take out his liquidity at the same time. It's like, we're gonna go and take your mum out. That's what he did. So it literally just popped out. Now we're coming under some sort of resistance now. We're playing around, we're a bit choppy. What's the pivot? What's actually, what's capping the market there? Well, that was actually holding a support, a resistance over here. Get back above, support, do a deviation, support. We're looking at the close down. So I can say comfortably, if I want to actually look for shorts, how would I look for shorts? Just using this fucking chart. Well, what I need to see, so I've got this high is capping them. It's actually the pivot itself. It's making a bit of a fuckery right there. Once we lose this low here, that's the dealing range that we're playing in a smaller time frame over here. Bit of a deviation. Looks like we can actually come back to the range low. That's on the downside. So where would I be comfortable to actually play the range? The breakout play is here. Break down a bearish market structure. Off we go. Target one off there. 1345. But I probably will go to around $1,400. The reason why I said $1,400 is literally is the mid range first. Let's go for the mid range of July's mid range as target one, and let's go for the extended targets here at 1360, whatever the number was as well. That's the downside. That's really is the downside for the breakout play. On the upside, really, if I were to show this level here, that's July's high, that's July's mid range. What we're doing right now, we're just tickling each other's bum hole a little bit. I don't know what's going on here. How do I actually get on board if I want to actually take the long? Well, this high is capping the market right there. Okay, so confirmation is once we get a close above it and hold above, retest, bullish market structure, I'm happy to start saying, yeah, target at $1,700, sorry, $1,800, which is July's high. At July's high, do we actually come back down, hold above it, bullish market structure, take out the liquidity there. I'll probably front run it over here first, around 1960, 1947-ish. Yeah, 1945, let's go down, 1945, and then we go for the highs at, above that 2K level. That's the breakout play for both up and down. That's all it is, simple as that. Now, day trade wise, how do we look at it this way? Bring in Monday's range, right? We have levels over here. We're finding resistance at that thingy. We haven't, well, we started to reclaim the level itself. Now, if you can see, let me just draw this out there. This low here at the moment is support, right? We've got this high here. Will I use that high? Do this one. Let's have a look. Probably use this. Nah, this one here. That's the one. That's much more nicer. That's the dealing range there. So let it do its thing, right? We've done a deviation of Monday's Monday's range. This is Monday's low. That's Monday's high. We've done a deviation of there. We're back underneath it. We're finding resistance, right? We're back underneath it. We're finding resistance. We bounce off this level there. Now, if it's going to be bearish, right? We're showing bearishness. What I'm looking for is any pullback into the Monday's mid range on the spike up, breakdown of this key level there. I can take the short, play it down, the day trade. 1562, look at the liquidity over here. Once we get back down below here, then we can actually carry on, take out the liquidity over here, come down into 15, what the number is, 1544, and then I'm looking at 1530. That's what it is, level to level. Does that? Take your profits at each level. If we find support over here, bullish market structure, cut the rest of the trade, let it do its thing. Now that's the bearish play, and obviously the bearish play I talked about on the downside, happy days. So if you want to play the bullish play, let it do its thing. We got PC in a moment. If we spike up and then find that we step back into Monday's low and this high gets reclaimed and hold above it, take the fucking long, play it level to level, 25% of the range, mid range, and then once we get to the mid range, you see that's you see how we do at the mid range. We hold the mid range. Next level is 75%, and then range high, and that's it. And the breakout play, as we discussed, that's Ethereum for you. Done. As literally as that. Hope everyone actually understands that, right? Oh, my tea's gone gold. All right, gonna cover a few alts, high picture. All right, someone's actually requested on the Twitter profile. I'm just gonna look at the grand picture on this as well. So it's gonna cover whatever was asked as well. Hook. It'll come up on thingy. Let's have a look. Hook USD. Let's have a look. Hook USDT. Never heard of this. You guys heard it? This is a new coin. What the fuck is Hook? Mental. $3. Okay, cool. Well, that's a different coin, bro. I'm not gonna do a new coin. Do that to look for long-term accumulations. But really, it looks like it's broken out to market structure though. Could just quickly touch base on this as well. You see that highest cap in the market there. Resistance over there. Do a deviation. Bullish market structure. We get a close above it. Any pullback, hold above these highs there. Bullish market structure. I'll be looking to take out the liquidity up there to go to these levels there. We'll see what happens there. Literally, that's all I've got actually. I mean, if I were to do, there's nothing more for me to say actually. If I were to do swing high to swing low, right? Right. Let's see what's double this up. 1.5 and 2. Right. Let's see what we got. Bob's your motherfucking uncle. That's pretty much the highs there. So as we discussed, take out the highs, reclaim this high there, probably something like this. Whatever he wants to do. Once we hold above it, I'm happy to take the longs to $4.12 at the that's the mid range of the new dealing range, and then once we get back above, play it back to $5 thingy 13, and then we'll see what happens next. That's pretty much it. If it's gonna be a deviation over here, let it do its thing, come back down, lose this low over here, breaks down mid range back into this dealing accumulation right here. Originally accumulation there at $1.15, and then start looking to take profits on $1.08 on the shorts itself. I don't know if that's a leverage play, but that's a new one there. Let's have a look. So what else we got? EGLD, EOS, and CHZ. I'm surprised that you guys didn't even ask for more, man. Fucking hell, never mind. EGLD, USDT. So let's just talk about dealing range there on the monthly. Well, really and truly, we got this being a range band environment here. So if it's let me just do this. Okay, cool. Let me hide that. I mean, the accumulation phase is this at the moment. I mean, this could well be the whole thing. It's been a freaking move and a half. Not so easy to read. Let's do EGLD BTC. Actually, I just want to touch base on that. Yeah, I mean, macro wise, right? Well, same thing. Where I'm actually finding the accumulation will be this between this level here and that level there. So we're looking at $46 to $62. I think that's again the dealing range as well. If we step back into it, we play within the range over here and look for accumulation around the $46 area as well, as long BTC and Ethereum were to behave, then this will be a deviation to play it back up into the range high. And then if we break out, once we start breaking out bullish market structure, then from there we're looking at this level here, which will be around $122. That's target one. Well, yeah, $122 there. I'll be target one. Secondary targets will be here, $220, and then probably take some here, and then the range high, whatever that range high is. That's what we're looking for, the macro on a bullish play during the bull run into these levels there. See how it goes, and then see what happens there. At any point, if we find resistance and starts breaking down, cut your profits, play it back down on the downside there. Also, we have let's freaking Twitter. There we go, Twitter. EOS and CHZ. Let's go EOS. Four minutes. Okay, I'm gonna have to end it really soon as well. EOS, right? Okay, so the real accumulation, in my opinion, is here, right? This is the dealing range itself. The real range band environment there. That's the high and that's the low there, and that's where I'd say, yeah, all the way here. This is where the accumulation has been happening. We have deviation on the upside, deviation on the downside. I mean, if I were to play a long scenario for a retest into this level here, around $2.14-ish, right? What I'll be looking for is something like this. So you see this high here, let it break above and hold above it, off we go, play into $2, and then once we step back in, this is, to me, it looked like an accumulation range here, and we can just ping pong it until we break out on the upside, and then we take out to these and then go to these highs over there. That's CHC. I'm going to cover them really quickly as well, just to brush it onto the idea so you guys can see what the deal is. What's next? CHZ. Because I do gotta go pray. That's the thing, is Friday prayer has to come first. CHZ, right? This bad boy over here. FIFA token and shit like that. Quarterly plays. I mean, look at the quarterly right now. This, to me again, range bound environment on the quarterly. So as long as we don't lose this key level over here, we're good to go onto the mid range to the range high itself there, and just ping pong it to the rest of the year itself. And once we break out and hold above it, and that's it. It's gonna be game over. Taking out liquidity at 65 cents, and then liquidity at 85 cents, and then at 95 cents. These are the areas that we're looking for, and see how far on the upside we can go. Can we do something crazy, like even like fucking mental there? Someone actually requested who was it? PNT Madcap Pat. Let's have a look. How you doing, brother? You good? PNT USDT. What time is it now? Is it now? 1 minute. I'm gonna do this. Is the last one. I'm gonna head off now actually. So PNT on the monthly. This, like, again, to me, this is all looks like accumulation right over here. So that's yeah, I'd use this low here to that high here. This to me looks like it's all so if I were to actually bring everything into perspective, right, like that, fuck the highs over there, just talk about like this, right? So we've got this low here to this high there. You can see that we found resistance on those highs there. Bit of a deviation. As long as the monthly holds and we don't lose this key level here, we're good to go for accumulation, playing back into the 45 cents. And do we come back in? But once we break out on the upside and shows bullish market structure, then where it's going to go into, I'd say target one, we'll have to start looking at this low here, right? That, I think that's will be the first key SR levels that we're looking at, which is around 70 cents. And then from 70 cents, what's the next key level I'll be looking for? Probably this high over here at $1.50. From $1.50, that's really is the majority of the range over there. $1.50, all above it, break out on the upside. That's pretty much what we're looking for. I'm gonna head off, right? It's forecasting 0.3% new starting. I'm gonna head off though, because I've gotta go for Friday prayers. Do apologize for that. I would love to actually stay on a bit longer, but I'll catch you guys really soon. We'll do the stream on Sunday, and we'll go from there. Okay. So thank you so much for actually being on there. Bless you guys all. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll speak to you guys very soon. Take care. Bye.